Kelli Windebank had a very unusual start to her life in greyhound racing, which resulted in her first becoming a trainer and now assistant to her partner, Jason Bloomfield.
Well, I started off being anti-greyhound racing, anti the industry. I really didn't like it at all. I'd never been involved, so all I'd heard about it was from the people, other aunties. And they've got the photos, they've got all the sort of records as such, so I believed them.
And you were quite proactive, auntie, weren't you?
Yeah, I was quite outspoken, very opinionated, and I did go to one of their sort of meetings, their protests, but it was that protest that I thought actually these people were just like me, just believing what they've been told by other aunties, and none of them had a personal involvement in the industry either.
And it's quite funny now that protest you went to happened to be outside Henlow Dog Track. What happened that night and what happened afterwards to sort of change your mind about the sport?
Well, the vet came out and you'd be led to believe that there wasn't a vet, full stop. So the fact there was a vet come out at first, and I took to her, she seemed quite nice and sensible, and most of the people there, to be honest, didn't want to know. They weren't interested, but I wanted to listen. And one of the trainers come out and said, well, you don't know what you're talking about, come and see my kennels. So I did.
I know it happened to be the kennels you're now training in, but it was a slow process to convert you to a greyhound racing fan. What happened from then to today, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably all about 15 years ago in total, and certainly wasn't instant, but I started listening to the other side, and I got more involved in greyhounds because it's the greyhound that I love. It's not the racing's great to see them do, but this excites me more, having them down the gallop and in our field. So it's the greyhound I loved, and seeing the greyhounds were happy and looked after. It was just a slow process. I got into rehoming first, and I was with a big national rehoming group. I run that area for about 6 years and met more and more trainers, and more saw well looked after dogs with trainers who cared enough to give a donation and make sure the dog got rehomed. Okay, they can't keep them all as pets, but unless you're going to give it the best life as a pet, don't keep it anyway. There's people who will give the best life. So yeah, it's a slow burn, if you like.
And then you became a bit of a secret Racing Post Greyhound TV viewer, and on there you saw a feature with John Gardner, who of course cares immensely for his greyhounds and keeps them in quite unusual conditions in his house, and he's been quite instrumental in the progress you've made. Yeah,
you'd interviewed John with Bert, and he was shaking paws and barking and dancing and doing all bizarre greyhound things, and he was on the sofa and in the bed, and I thought, well, if someone can train a dog like that, then I want to, because I want the best out of dog. I had lurchers before, so I've always been interested in the dog doing its proper job, what it's bred for. So I went to see John and looked at his kennel and thought, build my own kennel. So I did, and I took out a licence and I bought a puppy.
And it's amazing how greyhound racing has changed your life, really, because you've gone on to meet your partner through it in Jason Bloomfield, and you're quite a training force now between the two of you.
Yeah, it's a passion. Like, absolutely, I live for the dogs. I love the dogs. They're what you get up for, to see them looking their best and doing their best. It's definitely a lifestyle. It's not a job. It couldn't ever be a job. Yeah, it's brilliant.
And a busy lifestyle as well, because you have 2 children yourself. Is it a lifestyle you enjoy?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the girls get involved. My youngest, she's pretty good with the dogs. She handles them and brings them down here. And if Jason's busy, she goes up the other end of the gallop and calls them up. So, yeah, it's really good. It's good for them. Obviously, it's late nights and difficult with routines, but that's where family help as far as the children are concerned, but they enjoy it as well.
I know that you enjoy the racing side now because you know the dogs themselves love it, but for you, is the most important thing the welfare of these animals?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if I couldn't look after the dogs and have the dogs how I wanted them, I wouldn't do it. Jason knows full well, he comes across all big and hard, but that he knows full well that any dog that's injured gets fixed, no question. We've got really good owners as well, really good owners. If we had an owner who suggested put the dog down, they wouldn't be an owner anymore. There's brilliant vets. We go to Daniel Doherty and Stefano. There's no reason that the dogs can't go on and have a good life. And racing sets them up for a good life. They're used to being handled, they're well looked after, they're social. That's why they make fantastic pets.
You mentioned this field here behind us, which you own yourself. Is it fair to say this is your happy place?
Yeah, this is heaven. Yeah, this is lovely. Just come down here with a van full of dogs and they can run. When I come on my own, just get a couple out at a time. They can do whatever they like, play with a toy, run around. And when I come with Jason and we gallop them, like you saw with Azza, they love it. That's what they absolutely love. And I like to bring the passion out of them. If I'm taking a dog to a track, it's got to want to win. It's got to not know what it's got to do. So I want them passionate and, I want them pulling on the lead.
And in a perfect sort of Kelli Windebank world, how would things be for the dogs?
Everyone would have a field and the dogs could do whatever they like. They can come out and they need to relax, they need to lay on their beds and they need the routine, but they are dogs, they need a bit of freedom, they need to be able to twist and turn, they need to go up a track and sniff out where the rabbits have been, and they all need their own home. They deserve their own home at the end of racing.